السلام عليكم أجمعين.
عليكم السلام ورحمة
أستاذ محمد شلونك؟ أكار شلونك؟
حبيبي يا الأستاذ.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Good day, everyone.
Good day, everyone.
وعليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أهلا دكتور هلال.
أي أحد من الرويال كوليج دخل لحد الآن؟ حسنين آرين؟
We have Dr. Akar, Dr. Muhammad, Dr.
لا من الار سي بي.
I haven't got anyone's name yet.
لأنه حتى أي واحد من يدخل تو كوهوست.
Exactly.
احنا we will wait for 5 minutes before starting our meeting إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
دكتور أكار إذا صار شوية ديلي من الرويال كوليج راح نصير البرزنتيشن مالتك بعد دكتور محمد إن شاء الله.
تمام دكتور هلال.
أعتقد نينج الآن هي دخلت. أنا سويتها كوهوست نينج.
Hello.
Hello Ning, how are you? Very good morning.
Good morning. Hello. How are you? Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you for all. Wishing you very fruitful 26.
You too. Thank you.
Really, this is the first activity for the RCP Iraq network in 26, and we are delighted that it will be with the MTI group from the Royal College. So this is a record.
That's great. I'm really honored. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, Ning, shall we wait for Emma and Sandra or?
Sandra's on maternity leave, she won't be able to join. I think
Okay.
Emma said she will be joined, but she sometimes caught in the clinics. She might join sort of a bit later in the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we may start.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Areen, Hassanin, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hilal. Good afternoon, everyone joining us from Iraq as it's past 1 p.m. Good day to everybody else joining us in any part of the world. I'm very excited and proud to welcome you all to the first online session of Medical Training Initiative, otherwise known as MTI, on January 9th, 2026. The aim of this session, which is going to last about 90 minutes approximately, is to spread awareness about one of the pillars and committees of RCP, which is MTI. You will get to know what MTI is and how could you benefit and apply for this UK scheme. My name is Erin Mohammed. I'm a resident doctor and a graduate from University of Slimani. I am one of the members in the junior steering committees in RCP subgroup, and I'll be hosting today's session along with my colleague, Dr. Hassanin. With that, I would like to share some of our ground rules. Please keep your mics muted for the entire duration of the session. And do not concern yourself with the materials as the session is recorded and you can gain access to the material and the recording at our website. Last but not least, you shall not interrupt the session by any means. Please wait until reaching the section at the end we have provided. It's dedicated to any concerns, questions, and discussions. You can share your thoughts in the comment section or by raising your hands, and you shall wait until your name is called. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to begin the session by welcoming our consultant cardiologist and RCP Global International Advisor, Dr. Hilal Al-Safar.
Thank you very much, dear Areen. Thank you for the lovely team supporting this session and for the MTI team from the Royal College of Physicians. It's our pleasure at the RCP Iraq Network to start our educational program in 2026 by addressing the MTI Medical Training Initiative that give a very important chance for postgraduate trainee in the UK for a period from 6 months to 2 years. We will elaborate more on during this session about how can we get this chance of training, what are the benefits, what is the route, how can we apply, what are the requirements. This will be explained in details by Ning from the MTI group of the RCP. And also we will have personal experience from Dr. Agar Jamal, who had this chance previously, and he may give you some reflect on his experience of this MTI initiative. May I welcome Emma Mitchell from the RCP. Very good morning, Emma, and most welcome attending our meeting today. And it's a great pleasure seeing you. And hopefully we are going to address the MTI in details, make life easier for our postgraduate trainee, explaining them how to get this chance from the Royal College. I don't want to be long in my talk. I will give the floor to the organizing lovely young leaders at the RCP Iraq Network to complete the session. Thank you very much and hope a very fruitful, useful, and informative session with all from in and outside Iraq. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hilal. My name is Dr. Hassan Al-Hashimi. I'm a resident doctor and an RCP steering committee member in the MTI subgroup. I'll be moderating this session with Dr. Areen, and I will be now introducing to you Dr. Muhammad Umar. So I'm honored to welcome Dr. Muhammad Umar, a professor of medicine and consultant in gastroenterologist, head of the MTI committee for RCP Iraq London. Dr. Muhammad has played a key role in supporting international medical graduates and advancing structured training opportunities through the MTI scheme. His leadership and guidance continue to strengthen collaboration between Iraq and the Royal College of Physicians. So the mic is yours, Dr. Muhammad.
Thank you very much, Hassanin. Good afternoon, all. Welcome and thank you for your attendance. I'm glad that it is around 60 attendees in this meeting, despite it is holiday in our area and it is the lunchtime. So it means that a good number of our doctors, especially the junior doctors, are eager to attend and to have more information about this important thing. Since the establishment of the network of the RCP London Iraq network in 2020, I was one of the member with my dear colleague Professor Safar, and this part of the RCP network, MTI, is regarded as one of the pillar, an important part of this network. We hope that we can serve more regarding the training of our junior doctor. You know, the postgraduate doctor in our locality has academic degree, either of master or PhD, and also we have clinical certificate of high diploma or board certified. And in Iraq, we have three groups or category of board students. We have Iraqi board, we have Arabian board, and we have Kurdistan board. And in all the specialties, of course, what we talk about is the medical internal medicine and its specialties, including cardiology, pulmonology, nephrology, gastroenterology, rheumatology, etc. Till now, really, a very little number of doctors had chance to attend the MTI in UK, but I hope we can in the future expand this process, because we know it is important for our junior doctor to take part, to participate in this program, to have more scientific, clinical, educational, as well as administrative experience, to have more knowledge about the possibly somewhat different system of the health by NHS in the United States. I like to express my thanks for the arranging committee, for Professor Asafar, and for dear colleagues, as well as to ACAR, and also special thanks for the Imam Mitchell as Associate Global Director for the International Medical Graduate, as well as for the Ning Lee, which is the global, the global project manager from the Royal College, and all attendee in this time. We hope the session will be fruitful, and we have really two presentations, one of them by the Royal College, our colleagues, and the second will be by one of the physician, ACAR, who practically perform the MTI, and we like to discuss the points and the challenges, really, how we can support our student in the future, and we can give more chance for them to have this training in the NHS hospitals in the United Kingdom. Thank you again, and I will now come back for my colleagues to present the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Now we are delighted to welcome our colleagues from the Royal College of Physicians. We are pleased to welcome Ning Lee. She should be with Sandra, but today Sandra is on a leave. So we welcome you, Ning Lee, the Global Project Manager at the Royal College of Physicians, and Emma Mitchell, Associate Global Director for International Medical Graduates and Royal College of Physicians. Your collective expertise and continued support play a vital role in delivering the MTI program and in creating structured, high-quality training opportunities for international medical graduates. We truly value your presence here, so the mic is yours.
Thank you. I'm just sharing my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's obvious.
Is that full screen? Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure it's the full screen.
No, it's not full screen. Just make it in the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Lovely, thank you. So, hello everyone. Thank you for inviting us and to join this session. I'm really honored to be here, be part of this first thing in the new year. So I'm going to give a quick overview of the scheme. So today with me is also Dr. Emma Mitchell, who's the Associate Global Director for our IMG doctors. She will be here to answer your questions as well. I'm covering our manager Sandra's maternity leave, and apologies that she won't be here. So I'm going to talk a few topics about the scheme. Firstly, about what is MTI and the benefits of the scheme, and give you a few application data in the Middle East and the North Africa region, and in Iraq as well, and how to join the scheme, give you a bit information about the requirements, application process, and some tips as well. So, what is medical training initiative? The scheme supports the international doctors who are seeking short-term work placement in the UK with the intention to return to their home country upon completion. It started more than 15 years ago, roughly in 2009. So we've got quite a bit of experience of processing international applications. The scheme is in partnership with General Medical Council, who's the one issue GMC license, and also the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges, who oversees visa sponsorship application for MTI scheme. The MTI post usually lasts between 6 months to 2 years in the UK. That's because the visa links to the MTI scheme, which is called government authorized exchange visa. The maximum time, the length is 2 years. That's why the maximum of the post must be in 2 years. It will provide some experience for doctors to gain some experience in the NHS system. And I have to say that this is a training experience post. It won't, well, not a UK training program that leads to a qualification. So it's not a qualification linked, but it is more like a work-based placement. For RCP MTI scheme, it supports only physician specialties. So for all the other non-physician specialties, we have all the other royal colleges in the UK who run their own MTI scheme. If you are in one of those specialties, you're welcome to look at their website and for more information. So the benefits of the scheme. During your application, successful candidates will receive a sponsorship for GMC registration. So you will receive a license to practice in the UK, and also a sponsorship for government authorized exchange visa for you to stay in the UK and work. After your visa is issued and you arrived in the UK, you are entitled to a free RCP membership for the first year. And if you want to continue, you can pay half price for the second year. And it will save you a few £100. For within the membership benefits, you will be able to have access to different resources. For example, like RCP Player, which includes lots of free resources, workshops, and recorded webinars. And also you will be able to have discount rates for RCP events and conferences during your membership period. And also you have the opportunity to share your work. For example, each year we have our virtual poster competitions in different regions in the UK. You are very welcome to join them and network with the local doctors as well. And also you will have free access to ePortfolio. ePortfolio is an online tool for you to track your progress. So you will log your activities, clinical activities or research, for example, and your supervisor will also put some feedback there. So at the end of your work placement, if you are using your ePortfolio, it can generate like a report for you as well. Most of our doctors find that this is very useful, especially when they go back to their home country, want something or evidence of their progression. ePortfolio report is a very useful tool. We also provide some regular induction sessions. We run roughly 3 to 4 inductions each year. It's an online session. You can choose any of them. They're all the same, so you can choose any of them to attend. It will give you some very useful information to help you get on board, and also opportunities to network with other fellow MTI doctors. If you have, hopefully not, but if you are you have any issues during your MTI post, you're welcome to get in touch with us. We'll try our best to assist and provide you some advice, guidance, or signpost you to the right organizations or departments to help you to solve the problem. So upon completion, you will also receive an MTI certificate. This is a digital certificate to confirm the dates and specialties and trusts you have worked in. This is a really good sort of a confirmation or certificate or approve that you have done something in the UK and you have done some training in the UK. I'll put some application data here for you to give you some information about applications we received from the Middle East and the North Africa region. So you can see in the past 5 to 6 years, we have a reasonable number of applications from the region. So during the COVID pandemic, we received the peak sort of a number of applications. We did have some high demand during that period, but since then it started declining. That probably because the demand is declining as well. So in the last 6 years, we have lots of applications from Egypt, Jordan, Saudi, Kuwait, and Iraq. So this is the data from last year, 2025, in the MENA region. So you can see we have a variety of different specialties that doctors are applying for. And the top countries change a little bit. Half of the applications are from Saudi Arabia. And we will also still receive quite a few applications from Egypt. But we do have some doctors from other countries in this region start to apply for MTI, for example, Israel, Oman as well. So this is the MTI application data from Iraqi doctors. There's no data for 2025 because we didn't receive any application for last year, but we did receive some application in the last few years. Not many, but we do have some. You can see that we do have our Iraqi doctors have applied for different specialties, including acute medicine, dermatology, gastro, general medicine, hematology, and renal. And in 2024, we have one doctor applied for acute medicine, another one applied for the hematology. So how to join the scheme? First, we would recommend checking the eligibility criteria on our website, including the candidate requirements and the post requirements. And then once you are happy with them, you can look for some suitable roles on the NHS website, and you can contact the recruitment team and discuss the process involved if MTI scheme is involved during the recruitment process. And then they're probably going to invite you to attend the interview. And then once you secured a post, you can apply for the MTI scheme via our MTI application portal online. So for candidate requirements, there's 3 parts. One is your medical qualifications. Secondly, we need to see your clinical practice or your clinical experience. And thirdly is your English language skills. So for medical qualifications, we need to see your primary medical qualification. That's usually your medical degree. And that should be recognized by GMC. And your postgraduate medical qualifications, usually, for example, your master's degree in medicine and or board certificate, for example, that both are acceptable. For clinical experience, candidates must have at least 3 years post-qualification clinical experience. That means after you graduated from your medical school, you should have at least 3 years of clinical experience. This experience can include 1 year internship, 1 year in the specialty you are going to train in the UK. And also, you have to keep in continuous practice especially for the last 12 months before you are granted a GMC license. This is a requirement lots of candidates get confused with because according to GMC's policy, observership and the clinical attachment are not considered as in practice. Because some of the doctors think, oh, I'm going to another country or another region to do a clinical attachment or attend some conferences, but actually they are not considered as in clinical practice, unfortunately. So please be aware of that. You can have a maximum of 5 weeks of annual leave in total within the 12 months period. But make sure that do not exceed 5 weeks. Competencies, I think most doctors would be able to meet this requirement. That is, you must possess the skills and competencies and understanding of the medicine, at least equivalent to a UK graduate at the end of their internal medicine training first year. For the English language test, you must pass the IELTS, academic or OET medicine test. That scores, I will mention that again in a minute. We do have some requirements for post as well. So for the grade, this is for the trust mainly. The post must between the internal medicine training level post to up till the CCT level. That means that just before the UK consultant level. So generally just a middle grade and in the early career stage kind of grade. The duration of the post are typically between 6 to 24 months. And the candidate is expected to return their home country upon completion. So at least 50% of the time must be in clinical practice. And the candidates must receive a high quality education and training. That means they should have study leave entitlement and study leave budget. And this post must have the approval from the local post-ordinary and the training program director. So you don't have to worry about that too much at the moment, because during your MTI application process, we will communicate with the trust directly to make sure all the requirements to be met. So the funding, the post must either be funded by the trust or the NHS hospital, or the candidates should have official funding from their home country. We cannot sponsor candidates who are self-funded. That means, for example, from personal savings or like a personal business, we cannot receive that sort of sponsor candidates who are receiving that kind of funding. And all MTI candidates should be assigned to educational supervisor. And the trust should provide induction or shadowing period of at least 4 to 6 weeks at the beginning of their post. So the application process is relatively complicated because apart from RCP ourselves, there are other parties involved and other separate process involved as well. I just to give you a quick overview through this diagram. So after you secure a post, you need to submit your application via the portal online. And then once received your documents or your CV and your clinical experience documents, we will review them and make sure that you meet all the requirements. And then you can progress to the next stage, which you will, where you will provide further documents, including your medical qualifications, your English language skill tests, etc. Once received the documents from both yourself and the hospital, we will submit this application to our clinical panel to review. And if they're happy with it and approve your application, you will be able to start your application to GMC, which is a separate process. So once you submit your application to GMC, they will give you a reference number and also get in touch with you via email, telling you that they will also require documents from us. So you can forward that email to us. We will provide a sponsorship certificate for GMC license, and then to complete this GMC application process. So the GMC will then review the whole application documents, and then if they're happy with it, they will issue a license. Once you receive the license, you can start to communicate with the hospital to confirm your planned start date in the UK. And then we will be able to submit application to the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges for your visa sponsorship application. So once this is done, the Academy will issue a certificate of sponsorship for your government authorized exchange visa. We call it COS. So with the COS, you will be able to submit your visa application to the UK Visa and Immigration, who oversees your visa application. Once you receive your UK visa, you will be able to start to arrange your travel and make sure that you get everything ready for your work. So once you arrived in the UK, we will ask you to confirm your arrival date and your work start date. And the hospital will be asked to submit a start report to the Academy. Basically, this is to report to the UK Home Office to tell them that you have arrived and your visa started. And after that, you can apply for your e-portfolio access and also attend induction. I just want to give you a few tips about how to optimize your application. First, of course, you check your specialty, the specialty you are currently in and also you're applying for. Make sure that they are physician specialties. Just to let you know that the family medicine is not a physician specialty in the UK. I know here in Iraq, we also call it family physicians. But in the UK, it's actually any family physician doctors should apply. If they want to apply for some training, they should contact the Royal College of General Practice. For the GMC's PLAB exam, that's another separate route for doctors to go onto the GMC registration. So if you have taken and failed any part of PLAB in the past, you will not be eligible. So make sure that if you have taken the PLAB, either you pass it and get onto the GMC registration or apply for MTI scheme directly. You do not have to take a PLAB before applied for MTI scheme. And also, we strongly recommend reading the other guides first before you start your MTI application, because as you can see, the process is very complicated. It's best to read the MTI step-by-step portal guide very carefully and make sure you understand all the requirements before you start. As I mentioned before, the GMC 12-month rule, make sure that you understand it and keep in continuous practice. It's very pity that some of doctors didn't understand it and for example, some of the doctors took their annual leave for too long, or they took some clinical attachment that didn't realize that actually is not considered as in practice. So make sure that you understand it, especially 12 months before you decide to apply for the MTI scheme. Make sure you sort of keep in the continuous practice and take no more than 5 weeks annual leave in total. And for Iraqi candidates, we do have some candidates who are not able to provide their internship certificate. That's fine. You can download evidence of internship form from the GMC website, complete that, get it signed and stamped, and submit it to us. And better to keep a copy as well, just in case the GMC requests that during your GMC application process. For your primary medical qualification, you need to have this qualification verified through a process called EPIC. So EPIC process is a separate process that's not run by us. It's run by an American organization, and they recently sort of upgraded the system, the new system called MyIntels, because of some technical glitch. So the process sometimes can get delayed. So we highly recommend you start your EPIC process as soon as possible, even before your MTI process. If you got a post from offer from the trust and you decide to apply for the MTI, you can start your EPIC verification process as soon as possible. Also list some sort of new requirements that's very different from since 2024, sorry. So in the past, it requires 3 references, but now after our updating our agreement with GMC, they are happy to accept 2 references for applications. But those 2 references must cover your last 2 years of clinical experience. If they don't, you will need to provide a 3rd reference. We do not require a certificate of good standing anymore. So this is only required during your GMC application process. So for Iraqi doctors, you should obtain your CGS from Iraqi Medical Association or Kurdistan Medical Association or Doctors Syndicate. We have some sort of updates regarding the English language skills as well. The scores stay the same. For IELTS, it's at least 7.5 overall and 7 in each skill. And for OET medicine, the score is at least B in all components. But for IELTS, the GMC started to accept 1 skill retake. This is a new thing. So this one, it means that if, for example, the 4 English language skills to test. So if your score in one of the components is lower than the requirements, you can just retake that skill exam and use the 1 skill retake score to apply for your GMC license. In the past, the GMC didn't accept this, but now they said, okay, from this year, they can accept the 1 skill retake. But before you do that, if you do decide to use the 1 skill retake scores, please check the GMC website carefully. There are some requirements you need to meet before you can take that. So just listed a few sort of fees that are involved in the process. For example, GMC registration fee, it's £463 currently, but it will increase to £481 from this year, 1st April this year. But they do have some exceptions to make a discounted rate for some doctors. For example, doctors from low-income countries or some under some exceptional circumstances. I'm not going to read all the numbers here, but just to let you know that for visa applications and for the immigration health surcharge that involved during the visa application process, you probably want to prepare for the fees because they're quite high. Although the IHS fee can be sort of refunded after you start your work, through sort of a separate processing to fill the form, get a refund. But at the time of visa process, you have to pay for the visa application fee as well as the IHS fee. So for our application fee, it's £1,020 in total. That includes £300 non-refundable initial fee and £720 application fee once your application is approved by our panel. So there will be other fees involved. For example, you probably need to translate your documents. If you want to take it out, you probably need to pay the exam fee. That will be payable to the relevant organization. So just give you a quick information about visa. For under MTI, we will provide sponsorship for government authorized exchange visa. So this visa usually lasts for a maximum of 2 years. That depends on how long your post is. If your post is 2 years, the visa will last for 2 years. But if your post is 1 year, the visa will last for 1 year. You can bring your partner and children as dependents. And this visa is suitable for the posts funded either by NHS Trust or by a home funding body. There are other visa types as well. For example, the skilled worker visa or healthcare worker visa. We can accept that sort of visa type as well. Some doctors came with their visa, with their dependent visa that can be acceptable as well. If you have a visa that's other than the government authorized exchange visa, you can get in touch with us. Excuse me. Just make sure that the visa is suitable for your post. Oh, I'll put a QR code here for you to scan. So this is for other visa types. We have a sister scheme called GMC sponsorship scheme. Basically, they're very similar. The requirements are almost the same. It's just that we do not provide sponsorship for visa. Since you already got a visa, we just provide sponsorship for GMC license. So just to give you a quick summary that before you apply, you need to secure a post directly with an NHS hospital. And during the process, you need to check all the requirements and make sure that meet all the requirements and submit all the required documents and check your guides as well. Obviously, after your application is completed and you've started your post, we will provide different support and different a variety of benefits for you. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to get in touch with us as well, either before or after your application. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Ning, for your informative session and lecture. Coming up next, we will get to hear personal experience of one of our colleagues in the RCP network. He will tell us how he went through the application process, the hidden fees, the challenges he faced, and much more. For this, I would like to welcome Dr. Akar Saleh. He's the internal medicine physician and former international fellow at NNUH and member of Iraq RCP network. The mic is yours, dear doctor.
Thanks, Dr. Irene. Thanks all the colleagues who helped in arranging this meeting and made it possible. I'd like to thank all the attendees to attend this online seminar. So I would like to share my screen with you, if possible. Okay, is it clear with you all, guys?
Yes. Yes, it's clear like that.
Great, thank you. So I would be speaking about my experience during the medical training initiative and the challenges and obstacles I faced during the process and what to expect. So just a quick and brief introduction about myself and my career. I have graduated from the College of Medicine, University of Sulaimani in 2017 after finishing 2 years as a junior doctor and rotating between the different hospitals and working for 1 year as a general doctor. I have applied for the internal medicine residency in 2021, just after the COVID. During that period, I have cleared Part 1 MRCP, and I, after 2.5 years of residency, I have nominated as an internal medicine practitioner. And after that, I went to United Kingdom to practice as the clinical fellow, international clinical fellow in acute medicine and general medicine in one of the biggest hospital and trusts like Norfolk and Norwich University Hospital. And after finishing the training and the job for 1 year, I came back and now I am practicing as an internal medicine specialist in one of the public hospitals in Suleiman. So about my journey, that was my hospital, the Norfolk and Norwich University Hospital, one of the biggest trusts in the heart of the United Kingdom in the county of Norfolk. And that's the beautiful and lovely city of Norwich. So let's move on. I may repeat some of the steps that my colleague Lee have mentioned it, but in more detail and speaking about and combining it with my experience. So the process from the scratch, and my experience will go back to that. And after the COVID, I was always in DMAT. I wanted to practice in somewhere else to see developed system, to be fair with you, and NHS on the top of the list. I wanted to practice as a doctor in NHS, but I had two options, either to go through the PLAB process or through the full MRCP. PLAB was very difficult that time because there was a oversaturation of the seats and because of the delays with COVID. And I have just started my residency in the internal medicine. It was near impossible to complete the MRCP. So none of these options was suitable for me. So after a few days and weeks of researching, I came across this process and this scheme, which is MTI. It's just like in between. So I found and I looked at the eligibility criteria, experience. I got the experience. I cleared the language test. I did the OET and I completed MRCP that time. So I was eligible for this scheme. So I passed the step one, which is I passed the criteria and went to the step two. So the step two is to secure a job. You need a job that support MTI candidates. Okay, so there are a lot of different platforms online like jobs.nhs.uk, healthcareers.nhs.uk, track jobs. So these platforms can be your friend during the process, and you can look at the jobs. So you can apply through these platforms to find a suitable job for yourself. Indeed, you will face a lot of difficulties. You may hear a lot of rejections, withdrawals. The process is not easy, but it's worth it. Regarding the jobs, you need to familiarize yourself with the names, with the grades of the jobs and the titles of the jobs. Nowadays, there are a competition on the junior level of level of jobs, so it may sound more difficult, but for middle grade and more senior grades, still the door is open. So here are few type and the name of the jobs that you can apply for. The titles like senior clinical fellow, trust grade registrar, locally employed doctors, junior clinical fellow, and senior house officer. But you should be clear during your application for the jobs that you are applying through MTI Pathway. You don't have GMC registration at the moment. So you should write it down in each application in the supporting document. And you should be clear that you don't have registration at the moment, but you are eligible if you can get the offer for that job. Okay? Let's assume that you have secured a job in the NHS. The third step would be to go and visit this site. It will be your friend in the next few months. So you have to create an account on the RCP website, and there is something called MTI portal. What you do in the MTI portal, I'm not reading all the documents, but you should prepare all these documents in your hands to upload it to the portal. there are a lot of documents. You can screenshot it or you can look at it later on. But there are two different documents I want to talk about it in detail. One of them is PPE form, which is professional postgraduate experience. So if you are interested, you can prepare it from now on. There's a template on it on the website. So what is it? You should document every rotation, every jobs you did it from the first day of your job as a junior house officer, let's say senior house officer or anything, any job you started from the first day of your internship. You should write it down. For example, I have practiced my first month in NICU from this date to this date. That was my responsibilities. So you should prepare this form, okay? The second thing is the evidence of completion of internship. This is also important because at some areas they may be this is the internal document, so they won't share it with you. So you should prepare yourself for this as well, because these documents are all required. The templates are available online. You can finish it after you have uploaded your documents to the portal. The hospital or the trust needs to upload their documents as well. So in the step 5, you are doing nothing. I remember I was waiting for a few months until the hospital have uploaded all the documents, like the detailed job description, the notes that they put it in the interview, during the interview, confirmation of the employment, and completed hospital form. These, you are doing nothing in this step. It's all done by the hospital and the HR, but we know in UK and in NHS, the HRs are very busy. So you need to be patient and wait for their to upload these documents. So once this is very crucial step is the step 6. I remember in this step the panel, there's a panel in the MTI. So they got the document from your side and they got the documents from the hospital side, and they will combine these two documents and look at it because they have never seen you. They are looking on, they have never worked with you. So they are looking only on the papers to decide if you can perform your task in this job safely as a safe doctor, because they will they will sponsor you in front of the GMC for the registration. So you should wait for this part. In this part, it may take a bit long period because there are a lot of assessments, but you do nothing, but you just wait. And once you hear back from them in the portal, you should visit the portal quite often to know if there's any progress in your application. So once they decided to sponsor you, they will send you a document, and you and the RCP will send that document to the GMC. So you tell the GMC that I have got a sponsor, I've got RCP, they are sponsoring me. Just please give me the registration with a license to practice. So that is the step 6. In the step 7, after you got the confirmation from the panel, MTI panel, and sent everything to the GMC plus the documents, now the GMC again will check it and reassess your application. Again, you should wait. You should wait for a few weeks, up to a few months, and then you will be invited for GMC ID check. Congratulations. When you have seen this email, it means that you've got accepted by GMC, and now you got your GMC registration with license to practice. But that's not the end of the road. So you need to send back this email that invite you to the GMC ID check. You need to send it back to the RCP, and they will process it to the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges, because that is the place, that is the responsible organization for issuing you a certificate of sponsorship. What a certificate of sponsorship is, the letter that grants you a visa, because we as Iraqis, we need a visa to enter to United Kingdom and work in United Kingdom. So you send back this email from the GMC to RCP and to the academy, and they will, after a few days, few weeks, accordingly, they will send back to you certificate of the sponsorship, putting down the number of your GMC registration and the details and the hospital and the trusts that you're going to practice there. That type of visa is usually Tier 5 visa, which is starting from minimum of 6 months to 2 years according to your contract with the hospital. Even if you got 1 year contract and you have renewed your contract in the hospital, you can extend your visa within the UK for up to the next year. Then it comes to you got the COS, that's the final step. You should apply for visa application. You should book a slot in one of the closest areas in your part in Iraq. There are a lot of different centers, I think, but you have to go to get few documents like criminal record clearance, tuberculosis test, preparation documents for your dependents, and to prove it that they are your dependent. So either through the birth certificate, marriage contract, or there are many ways to prove that they are your dependent if you got anyone with you to UK. And the final step is the arrival to United Kingdom. Once you arrived, definitely there are a lot of stuff waiting for you, but you need to inform the MTI team that you have started your job and you prepare yourself for the induction. There is an induction by the MTI team, I think. Yes, I have attended that induction. It will tell you more about the support that you will get from the RCB, but this is different from the induction that you will get it from the trust or the hospital, because I remember when I arrived in UK in my first day as a clinical fellow in that busy hospital, it was like a shock for me because we know that our system is quite different from the NHS. So there are a lot of different services, a lot of different ways of handling and dealing with patient, which is very new for us. So you should always ask for your induction period in the hospital accordingly. It is theoretically it's from 2 to 4 weeks if possible, if the there is no staffing issue in your department, until you'll get familiar with the system, and then you can work independently. So that's all the details of the 10 steps in the application. Let's come to the challenges to consider during the process. The first thing would be finding a job that supports MTI. To be fair with you, nowadays there is a very big, the competition ratio is going crazy high in the UK, especially for junior doctors, for those who have no significant amount of experience in a related field. So if you are applying for senior house officer, let's say junior clinical fellow jobs, you should know that it is difficult at the moment because we have a lot of people they got GMC registration, they suffer and struggle to get a junior level job. But if you got experience, let's say if you are at the end of finishing your training in internal medicine or any other subspecialties, you want to go and practice for, let's say you are a gastroenterologist, you want to practice in UK for a year, that's very perfect way and good scheme. You can find the trust a great registrar in the gastroenterology, and they are more than happy to accept you because getting these type of jobs is not difficult as much as the junior type of jobs. So this is the one of the challenges. I remember I got accepted for one job, but because they haven't read my supporting information, and I've mentioned that in that supporting letter that I am applying through the MTI, even I've got accepted, but once the offer has been made, they haven't put MTI on the offer. So once I have changed, I've discussed this with the hiring team again. They withdraw the job and they didn't offer me the job. So you should make sure that you're mentioning in every application that you are applying through MTI pathway, unless we will lose a lot of time and it's kind of stressful for you. The second thing will be the pace of the process, to be fair with you, because this process is very complicated and complex, and there are a lot of different organizations involved in this scheme. The trust in one side, RCP on the other side. You have GMC, you have Academy of Medical Royal Colleges. So there are a lot of people involved in this process. So you should expect that this process is very slow. From the time you will get the job offer to the time you will arrive in the UK, you should prepare for 9 to 12 months. In my situation, it was a bit longer because there was a problem in the application. So you should be patient. You should know that this is a slow process, but during the process, you are practicing your job. You are not leaving the job, your job. So that is the beauty of this process. And in the UK system, NHS system of job application in general, it's not like the other countries. You are not leaving your job until you get the offer and until you get the visa and you right to work in the UK, and then you leave your job. So it has like a pros and cons for it. The third challenge would be dealing with your administrative unit in Iraq. I know it's different from part and area to area, but some of the areas may not let you leave or give you permission to leave for a year or 2 years. So that may be another challenge which I faced, to be fair with you, but finally I could manage it. And the final challenge from my point is the challenge of relocation. Relocation is not something easy. Yes, we want to practice, we want to see different side of the world, but you need time until you get used to the new culture, new system, and the country, since the healthcare system of our country is kind of very behind the NHS. So, and we don't have a lot of facilities. So you have a lot of jobs to do. Even before arriving to UK, you should familiarize yourself with the terms, with the services, with the way they deal with patient, in order to not start from the scratch and from zero. And thank you for your time and your attendance. That was the end of my presentation. And if you have any question, we can answer it in the section of the question and answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear Dr. Akar, for your fruitful session and your personal experiences. I would like to thank all of our speakers today. Thank you for your time and knowledge. And I'm really proud of the large number of attendees we have. Thank you as well for your time and dedication. I would like to share our website and Telegram channel with you in the chat box below so that you can stay up to date for our future events. And if you, by any chance, haven't become a member in the RCP, I highly encourage you to do so. Now, we will go to our section of discussion and questions. You can simply type them down in the chat box below, or you can raise your hand and wait your turn until we call your name and you can shoot your question. So let's go. Dr. Hassanin, I think there's a question for you in the chat box.
While Dr. Hassanin is reading the question, I think it's not directly related to the context of our today meeting. But I would like to thank you very well, all of the presenter. Unfortunately, Emma left because she was committed with another meeting. Anyhow, it was very clear presentation, highlighting the important steps before, during, and after the application for the MTI scheme. And thanks a lot for Akar for his very precise, focused, and important point. He highlighted especially the challenges. Once we started our activity, the RCP Iraq network in 2020, we were successful in increasing the number of fellows and members of the RCP from the 24th across the globe with the RCP to number one at December 2024. It was a very successful story that we became number one worldwide, having the number of associate and members and fellows with the RCP. And today we are starting our work hardly on the MTI scheme. Iraq is more than 40 million population. Iraq has a long history with the UK training medical training system. Most, if not all, the Iraqi undergraduate education is the British style of learning, and therefore there are so many things linking Iraq with the UK, especially in medical training. And we are thinking that this will be a great opportunity to reopen the door for our doctors to have this great chance of training in the UK. Um, and we are starting today. I remember 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we were successful to facilitate and interview 5 members from Iraq joining the RCP training program TI, as Ning pointed in her slide. But since that time, the number declined, and there are so many reasons. One of them is that difficulty in finding slots at NHS hospitals. That was a very important story. Beside other reasons. Therefore, the idea of today's meeting is to make life easier for those who are interested in this training chances. I think now the floor is open for the question, but please, the question should address our context of today, is that the MTI scheme and not other things related to the GMC registration or the PLAB examination, etc., etc. We have to focus on the things that we are presenting today. Dear Areen and Hassanin, take the floor for answering the questions, please.
Definitely. After your clarification, we had one raised hand and that went away. Do you have anything, Hassanan?
I do. We have a question, anonymous, but I believe it doesn't relate to or addresses the current topic we're talking about. But there is another question from I believe Azad. He says, "Thanks for your efforts. Board students in Iraqi board can apply and do 6 months training." So I think he's asking about Iraqi board students. Are they eligible? So if anyone would like to answer that question.
I will answer that. Definitely, they are eligible. And those who were sent 2 years ago, some of them, they have even board subspecialty. They completed the board subspecialty and they went to the UK. Definitely, the requirement is that 5 years since the graduation, completion of at least 2 years from SHO training, and everyone is eligible. Definitely, they are eligible. I think Professor Muhammad have some comment as well.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Hilal. Exactly, regarding starting from this question, we have a huge number of the board students in the internal medicine and the different subspecialties, and I hope we can support them and the Royal College also to give them chance for the training at least 3 months or 6 months in UK hospitals to get their experiences. And I think it is easier to get some job or slots for these types of student in the subspecialty rather than just resident doctors in the general medicine. I have few questions really. I hope Ning can answer. Some of them are comments, some of them are questions. Number one, as you show in your slides, the number of the application are really is few, little. You show us that 15 application over 5 years. So it is too little. Just 3 from Iraq, I mean, just 3 application from Iraq within 1 year. This is a very, very small number. Our aim is to be much higher. The other point, just I ask, this process of MTI, is it the guidelines the same for even an European doctor? For example, a doctor from Germany, from France or Italy want to have MTI in UK. The same guidelines or the same points they should apply, or it is different? These are only for the Middle East or MENA region, and vice versa. And what about if an UK postgraduate student wants to go to do some MTI outside UK? Because as you mentioned, and also from the process mentioned by Akar, it is really not easy, time consuming, costly, and somewhat difficult. This is why the number are limited, and not all the our students are eager. They are eager, they like to, but they are afraid really to win, in addition to the process of visa, financial state, etc. How we can solve some of these issues, at least to facilitate more training? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mohammed. Really appreciate your comments and the questions. I'll just go through your few points. So the first about the number of the applications from Iraq. I think Dr. Akar in his presentation also mentioned a few sort of issues he was facing during his application as well. I think that's relevant as well. So I think from both sides, the demand for international medical graduates is declining at the moment. But that doesn't mean it will be like that in the future. And also, we are also sort of trying to upgrading or optimizing our application process and trying to sort of reach out in the wider sort of audience. Like today, I've attended this session to receive more sort of information and direct feedback from every aspect, which is really helpful from our team, so that we can find ways to better support doctors in all regions, including Iraq, to apply for the MTI scheme. And secondly, about the requirements, yes, it is a general guide. Yes, they are same to doctors or applicants from all countries or regions. But for you mentioned the European doctors, we don't have many applications from European countries. That's because European doctors, they have a separate route to apply for GMC license. So that's why they don't need to go through the MTI scheme. But some of them, they do. It all depends on the funding source, what type of the funding source, or what type of specialty or type, the nature of the post, and the doctor's medical qualification as well. But for the requirements, the candidate requirements, the post requirements, they're all the same, no matter where the doctor is from. Obviously for different countries, regions, they have different sort of circumstances. For example, some doctors, their medical qualification might not be recognized by the UK because the definition of, for example, the MD is different from the UK's definition. We need to sort of work out what's the equivalent, etc. So we have our in-house process to support those doctors if their situation is very different from others. And also you mentioned how we can facilitate, for example, both UK and international doctors, to help them to do further training and exchange. We are working on this. The wider global RCP global team are working on this. At the moment, I can't give you the update yet, but hopefully in the future, we can give you some good news regarding our work or improvement in supporting international doctors for training. But in the meantime, I'm really happy to provide any support we can. If you have any, or your students have any questions regarding this, please feel free to get in touch with us, MTI, or with the global team. So we'll try our best to facilitate.
Okay, thank you, Ning. I have a few questions down in the chat box I would like to share with anyone who wishes to answer. So there's a question I believe is kind of vague. I really didn't understand it. It said, I want an advice if I am full eligible to get full GMC registration and I secure post at a hospital through sponsorship from Iraqi government. The hospital advised me to, I don't know what this is, my registration and apply through MTI portal. What benefits can I get from MTI over full GMC registration? The question is sort of vague, so Dr. Rana Ali, if you would like to raise your hand and speak with us, so you could clear the misconception here. For Rasin, I believe she said what Iraq needs is PACES centers and some PACES pre-exam courses. We would be thankful for your association with this logical step. At the beginning of the MTI, you need IELTS 7 in writing or OET reading B level, which is supernatural, illogical, and it is a dream. I really wish you to start with the basics. So I would like to take up this question because it's absolutely not supernatural. I personally did it. A lot of colleagues I know from Iraq did the IELTS and they did get the 7 score in writing. I personally did. Not easy, but it requires preparation. And I think if you go to professionals, they will help you clear the OET and the IELTS, whichever one you choose. There's a question as well about is passing MRCP 1 mandatory? Yes, it is mandatory as we have discussed. So if anyone wants to add anything else, we will be there to answer.
Sorry,
And
can I just chip in about the MRCP Part 1? If the doctor meaning to apply for the MTI scheme is not mandatory for passing MTI Part 1, but you have to have a postgraduate qualification that's equivalent to MRCP Part 1. For example, if you have a board certificate of definitely yeah, it's well above MRCP Part 1. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
okay.
Do you like to go ahead and read Dr. Lana's question as well?
Yes, I will. If a doctor is already a GMC registered and has prior NHS work experience for 6 months, what will be the other requirements? So that's Dr. Lana's question.
Shall I answer now? Yeah. Okay. So if you are already GMC registered, the first thing you need to make before you apply for MTI scheme, you need to make sure you can your license is active. So you are GMC registered, but you still need to make sure your license is active. Some doctors' license is inactive. Is for example, you done 6 months experience in the UK already, but if you left the country and for a long time, your license might be inactive. In that case, you need to reinstall your GMC license before you apply for the MTI. If you can restore your license, make it active, actually we will require less documents from you because all of the kind of requirement linked to GMC registration requirements. So if you are already registered, for example, we only require 1 reference from your current supervisor, and you do not need to provide your English language exam test results. There's other sort of documents we don't require. If you reply, we can let you know. Yeah, and secondly, other requirements of the post still need to meet the MTI requirements, regardless of whether you are GMC registered or not. So the post requirements will still be the same. It just there will be less document required from the candidate themselves.
دكتور حسنين سوري دكتورة رنا علي اللي كان سؤالها بالنسبة لك فيج وهي she raised her hand if you
So
دكتورة رنا please
Go ahead, Dr. Rana, open your mic.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for this informative meeting. I just have a questions. I have a full MRCP, and I am eligible to full GMC registration. Currently, I have a sponsorship from Iraqi government for medical training at UK. So I secured a post at King's College Hospital. But when after the interview, they advised me to hold my registration through GMC and to apply through MTI portal. I didn't why they choose this option since I am fully eligible for GMC registration. What benefit can I get from the application through the MTI portal over GMC registration?
Thank you. I guess you've already got your GMC license, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's because you are funded by the Iraqi government. So you have to go through the MTS process to get your government authorized exchange visa. Because you are funded by government, you cannot get your worker visa, health and care worker visa. So the health and care work visa is only for anyone who's receiving NHS salary from the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any other
Doesn't-
questions, Hassanin or Arif?
Yes, I'm going through the questions. I think Dr. Mohammed said OET level C is acceptable. So if we can confirm that with Ning.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, unfortunately, no.
It's not.
Have to be in all
Yeah.
components.
Okay. There's a question from Muhammad Asad. Do I need a clinical experience after graduation to apply for it? And if the governmental training is delayed by 2 years, is there a way to mitigate this? I can't open my microphone. Okay. So this is a question, I think, if anyone wants to pick it up and answer it.
Sure, Mohammed. The clinical training is request for the application for this initiative. The UK have nothing to do whether we are delaying here or not. That these are internal issues, and we have to think it's internally and solve it rather than the UK have or the RCP have any effect on that. So we are discussing that in a separate session, please.
I think we are clear on the chat box. There is no questions remaining. Is anyone raising his hand?
No, like I said previously, only Dr. Akar had his hand raised. Is there anything? There's
Okay.
nothing.
So I think, Dr. Hilal, if you approve, we go to the closing statement.
One more.
Yes, please. I think we have only 9 minutes left from the scheduled time, and we want to be stick to our time. Yes, please. Go ahead.
So
One second.
thank you all for your time. Okay,
Is my
Dr.
Yes, sir. There were a few concerns in the chat box regarding PACES and PLAB. I just wanted to assure you that we have done previously workshop and event on these matters, and we will continue to do so. If you could be kind enough to stay with us in the Telegram channel and check our website, so that in the future, when we arrange other topics and workshops on these different concerns, you will be aware. Thank you so much. Go ahead,
One
Dr.
point I want to elaborate. I want to skip that point, but you obliged me to raise it, Areen. We did 4 mock training courses for the MRCP in 4 Iraqi cities, Baghdad, Suleimani, Nasiriyah, and Karbala. And we also, every time we have anniversary at the end on December of each year, we have a training course for the how to pass the PACES exam. So it's ongoing. As you said, just follow our website, social media, that you can get the information about that. My observation from that of these activities is that when we announce it, there are so many registered for that, but when we apply it on place, few of them will attend the session. So we have to really be let's say, stick to what we are doing. If we register for a course, we have to attend it because at the end, we want as much as number of the Iraqi doctor attending these sessions. And when you register and not attending it, you are preventing others from attending it, and there is a loss. So please, if you nominate yourself as a candidate for these training courses, please attend it, or otherwise, don't nominate yourself and let the chance for others to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Hilal. I think there was a last question. I think Ning really answered it. I would like to elaborate on it. It says, if the training is done in a private hospital, is it still acceptable? Ning's answer was potentially yes. It depends on the clinical knowledge and experience you have obtained during this period. So yes, it should be acceptable. We're moving now to our last part of this session, which is the closing statement. So thank you all for your time, engagement, and thoughtful questions. Today's session aimed to provide clarity, realistic guidance, and practical understanding of the MTI pathway. We hope this discussion has helped you better assess your next steps and prepare with confidence. On behalf of the MTI Committee and the Royal College of Physicians, we appreciate your interest and commitment. We wish you every success in your professional journey and look forward to supporting you in the future. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you all. I hope we get benefit from this discussion, and we hope we hear nice news from the global initiative to support more our candidates. I am sure our board candidate will be more like to attend and to contact this training program. Thank you for all. Thank you, Professor Hilal, for your support. And we hope we are going on in, inshallah, future to have more meetings. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank
care.
you. Thank you, Ning, for your
Muhammad.
support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you very much.
For all.
Yeah.